Imagine this, you're at a restaurant mid-meal when suddenly your friend asks, "Hey, do you remember that actor from that old movie? What's his name again?" You pause, you know it. The answer is right there, on the tip of your tongue, but it refuses to come out. And for the rest of dinner, your mind keeps circling back to that one unfinished thought. Hours later, maybe while brushing your teeth, it finally hits you. That restless tug, that itch in your brain that won't let go until the task is complete, is the Zeigarnik Effect. It's the psychological principle that unfinished tasks, unresolved questions, and incomplete stories stick in our minds far more than finished ones. And if you watch this video all the way to the end, you'll discover how to flip that itch from a frustration into a powerful tool. You'll see how to use it to stay motivated, hold people's attention, persuade more effectively, and even appear more charismatic. So stick with me, and if you haven't yet, subscribe right now, because every week we're uncovering the science-backed hacks that can change the way you live and think. Let's start with the origin. The Zeigarnik Effect is named after Bluma Zeigarnik, a Russian psychologist in the 1920s. One day, she noticed something peculiar in a cafe in Vienna. The waiters there had an extraordinary memory for unfinished orders. They could remember complicated meal requests without writing anything down. But once the bill was paid and the order was complete, it was like the memory vanished into thin air. Intrigued, Zeigarnik tested this in the lab. She gave people tasks, puzzles, math problems, little games, and interrupted half of them before they could finish. Later, she asked participants to recall what they had done. What she found was stunning. People remembered the unfinished tasks twice as much as the completed ones. This tells us something deep about the human brain. The moment we begin something, it creates a kind of mental tension. Our mind opens a loop, and until that loop is closed, it resists letting go. That tension is uncomfortable, but it's also powerful. It keeps our attention hooked. Now let's zoom out. Once you see the Zeigarnik Effect, you start to see it everywhere. Why do TV shows end on cliffhangers? Why do binge-worthy series always reveal a secret, but then leave you with a bigger mystery? It's because writers know the Zeigarnik Effect. They leave loops open, forcing your brain to crave resolution. Why do to-do lists feel satisfying when you check things off, but stressful when items remain undone? That's the Zeigarnik Effect in action. Each unchecked box keeps mental tension alive, nagging at you until you resolve it. Why do salespeople and marketers say, "I'll tell you the 3 secrets in a moment, but first, let's talk about..." They're leveraging the same principle. They create curiosity, tension, and your brain can't relax until the loop is closed. And here's where it gets practical for your life. The Zeigarnik Effect can either drain you or drive you. It drains you when you scatter your energy across half-finished projects. Your mind keeps tugging on all those open loops, creating stress and distraction. That's why people who constantly start but never finish often feel exhausted. But it drives you when you use it strategically. Want to stay motivated to finish something? Start it. Just start. Because once the loop is open, your brain won't let it rest. That's why starting is often harder than finishing. Psychologists call it the initiation barrier. Once you break it, the brain's tension does half the work for you. Here's a story to illustrate this. Sarah was a writer who struggled with procrastination. She would stare at a blank page for hours, paralyzed by the thought of writing a full chapter. But one day, she discovered the Zeigarnik Effect. She decided she didn't need to write the whole chapter. She just needed to write a single messy paragraph and stop. To her surprise, that unfinished paragraph kept nagging her brain all day. She couldn't stop thinking about how to finish it. The next morning, she jumped right in, motivated because the loop was already open. What once felt like procrastination turned into momentum. That's the power of harnessing mental tension instead of fearing it. Now let's make this personal for you. Think of one project you've been putting off. Maybe it's exercising, maybe it's starting that side business, maybe it's a difficult conversation. You've been waiting for the perfect time, the perfect mood, the perfect energy. Stop waiting. Just start. Write the first sentence, do 2 push-ups, draft a single email, open the loop, and your brain will take care of the rest. And if you're still watching right now, it means your brain loves these kinds of insights. So pause for a moment and subscribe. Because this channel is all about opening these psychological loops in your life and then giving you the keys to close them in your favor. But there's another layer here. The Zeigarnik Effect isn't just about motivation, it's about influence. If you want to grab someone's attention, don't give them the whole story at once. Create curiosity gaps. Tell them, there's one mistake most people don't realize they're making, and I'll get to it in just a moment. Their mind locks onto that gap. They can't help it. The tension demands closure. Storytellers, negotiators, teachers, leaders, they all use this. They know that people don't remember everything, but they remember what isn't finished. That's why great communicators master the art of leaving just enough unsaid. Let me ask you, have you noticed this in your own life? A time when you couldn't stop thinking about something because it was unresolved. Maybe a text you never got back. Maybe a story that ended abruptly. Maybe a project you abandoned halfway. Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear what unfinished loop still lingers in your mind. And your story might just resonate with someone else who's stuck in the same loop. Before we wrap up, here are 3 practical hacks to use the Zeigarnik Effect starting today. Beat procrastination by starting small. Don't aim to finish, just start. Open the loop and let your brain keep nudging you forward. Hook attention by creating curiosity. In conversations or presentations, plant open questions or cliffhangers to keep people engaged. Reduce stress by closing loops. Make a list of your open tasks and either finish them, delegate them, or consciously release them. Your mind will feel lighter. Here's the real takeaway. Unfinished business isn't your enemy. It's your secret weapon. Your brain hates open loops, but if you use that to your advantage, you can stay motivated, engage others, and take control of your attention. So here's my challenge to you. Tonight, instead of waiting for motivation, just start something. Don't finish it, just start. Write 1 messy line, do 1 tiny rep, make 1 small move. Then notice how your brain won't let it go. That's the Zeigarnik Effect pulling you toward completion. And if this insight opened a loop in your own mind, then don't leave it unfinished. Watch this video all the way through, subscribe for more, and share your story in the comments. Because the best way to close the loop is to take action. In the next episode, we're diving into something even stranger, the mirroring effect, the unconscious trick that makes people like and trust you instantly. You don't want to miss it. Until then, remember, unfinished business has power. Use it, and you'll stop waiting for motivation and start creating it.